Entertainment Weekly with DJ Gates and Jill Santibanez, bringing you everything from Memphis celebrities, music, movies, and more. Don't miss a beat with Memphis Entertainment Weekly. And now, TJ Gates and Jill Santibanez.
Hey guys, this is TJ Cates, Memphis Entertainment Weekly with
Jill Santibanez. Good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday.
We are right here at KWAM Studios, Power 990. We're also on FM. So
AM
this is,
990.
and we're also on the internet.
107.9
and we're
FM,
also a
the mighty
podcast.
990.
It's all coming together.
Yes.
This is your
exciting.
microphone. Jill has about 5 microphones. We have multiple
I'm kind of hoarding
cameras.
microphones over here. We have some guests coming in. Very excited today.
I think
about
you have
our
more
guests.
microphones than I have drinks.
We have
Just kind of a lot.
Diana Goodman coming in.
She dated Elvis. She hit the Elvis dating thing about the time that the tabloids started, you know, National Enquirer, the Star, things like that. So she's going to come on. We had her in Nashville with our Nashville shows. And we had a Hee Haw reunion. Everybody grew up watching Hee Haw. I know I did. So they filmed it at Channel 5 right there downtown Nashville. So we actually reached out and we had Lulu on the show and we put them together because they have a big fan base. So what we're trying to do here is everything around Memphis, Mid-South, Nashville, all the way down, and show everything about the entertainment. We're going to cover what's hot, what's going on in Memphis right now this weekend. You know, we got the High Tone, we have Lafayette's, we have FedEx Forum, we have the Orpheum. We have so many cool places that are going on.
Elvis's birthday celebration. We can't
Happy
forget that.
birthday, Elvis Presley.
It's going to be on Monday. It's going to be January 8th. Elvis was born in 1935.
Jill's going to be the factual one. I'm
That's
going to be
right.
the impulsive one that just shouts out things.
I have a favorite Elvis song. TJ,
What's your favorite Elvis song?
Can't Help Falling in Love.
That's a sweet song.
It is sweet. My
You
sister
need
and
to sing
I,
it to me.
hey Courtney, my sister in Tennessee, she and I share the same favorite Elvis song. She actually walked down the aisle to this song.
That was last summer. Where'd she get married? In Murfreesboro?
Right
Mm.
outside of Murfreesboro.
Yeah, it was a
Yep.
pretty outdoor
It was
wedding.
beautiful. Yes.
So I was raised in Memphis. Jill was raised in California.
That's right.
We
Hi,
met
my
in
family in
Nashville.
California. My parents are listening. My brother's listening. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, California. It's earlier in California.
It is a couple hours.
And we have Diana. We had to work on her Central Standard Time because we were talking to her about what time it is there. And I get a little confused. Thank God Jill's got the brains on the time zones.
Right.
It's
And then we also
pointless
have
information.
Right. We also have MemphisCon here that's going to be here today. Katie
Yep.
Jones is in the studio.
She's
pretty
downstairs.
soon.
Katie's downstairs. So we're going to bring her up. It may be about 25 minutes that we're going to bring her up. And
We
she's
have
going
a
to
great
talk about
event
the
going
con.
on.
Yeah, those Comic Cons. Have you ever been to one? We went to one
Actually,
in Nashville.
MidSouthCon.
We went to one in Nashville by our house in Hillsborough Village. And I was like, Napoleon Dynamite's there. So we get there and
It
we
was cool.
drive over. The fairgrounds is like maybe 5 or 10 minutes away. Napoleon Dynamite, Margot Kidder. What's the big guy, the big dude's name? The Tyler Dane that actually played. And so, I mean, we have some big stars. So the Comic Cons are kind of cool. So
I love Dawn Wells.
There she comes.
Dawn
Wells.
Wells
We interviewed Mary
was
Ann.
incredible.
So if you ever
She
get
wrote
a
the
chance to
sweetest
do
book.
that, it's
Mhm.
something different to go do, and sometimes you get to meet the stars. Today, I think it's real comic book related animation, so there's questions and panels. So it's gonna be a good time. Can we give shout outs to people? Thank you, Gerald Wheeler, if you're watching. This is some cups he brought us. We're working with the
That's right.
cadets.
We have our nice thermoses this morning to keep us warm,
Yeah.
keep our vocal cords.
Let's talk about what's going on in Graceland right now because Elvis, my dad had a store in South Memphis. We would drive down Elvis Presley Boulevard and we would go by Graceland. Sometimes we would go and there'd be golf carts and go-karts going around their big circle.
TJ
right
was
there around
born
the
in
driveway.
Memphis.
Yeah.
You
it
have a
was
lot of
cool.
Memphis stories.
And at Christmas, the lights of blue, he would send over to my dad's butcher shop and get steaks and they would grill. And I've got a little tidbit here that I shared with Jill and she thought it was exciting. There's a place called Skate Haven on Brooks Road over in Whitehaven. And my dad would let me go down there and just go skating. And I have skated with Lisa Marie around the old-timey skating rink. No disco lights or anything.
I love that.
But it's kind of cool. It's
So
like,
sweet, little
there's-
Lisa
there's
Marie.
TJ and Lisa
you guys
Marie.
were kids.
we were both Whitehaven kids, so that's where we
Yeah.
grew up. And that's all there really was to do.
That's what we did for my birthday a couple weeks ago.
We did go
We
skating.
went roller skating. TJ showed me his moves. Our daughter Annalisa.
Yeah,
she's
one of my
5.
moves
She
is
loved
directly
it.
on the floor. So I'm thinking, okay,
It's okay.
I grew up skating, but I don't remember getting up. The falling down wasn't so bad; it was the getting up. So
I
all
thought
worked
it was
out.
funny that you actually used our daughter to help you get up off the floor.
She's a strong girl. It's all good.
I was trying to hold our daughter up, and then you were trying to hold on to me. I said, we're all going to fall down.
And Elisa is with Mom and Paul right now.
Thank you,
And we
TJ's
dropped her
parents,
off
Mom and
early.
Pa, for watching her. We appreciate that.
So
Thank
we're going
you.
to talk about some of the things going on with Elvis. So let's talk about that. We're going to thank Mr. Phillip in there being our. He gave me his title.
Thank you, Philip.
And he is in there on our board, and he's going to help us maintain the guest, maintain the intro. We want to give a shout out to Chris Burks. We didn't get to hear our intro until this morning.
And also a shout out to Alan Pillow for helping
Pillow
us
for
with all the
coming in on
social
his day
media
off
stuff
and getting us going and adminning us out.
in the
So
production studio.
we
Thank
do
you.
want to encourage everybody. You know, Elvis, Johnny Cash, Jerry Lee. We just watched a special on Roy Orbison the other day, and Carl Perkins. All those guys got their start right here in the city of Memphis. And actually, 75 years ago, Johnny Cash was in the KWAM studio. I think it was a different studio.
That's right.
But he actually played live. So we want to
Incredible.
encourage some
And
of
they
our
were hosts
musicians.
of radio shows, their own radio shows here in the station.
We've got a board over here, and it says Sam Reichard's on hold right
He's
now.
on hold, our weather mayor and
He's
Olive
been on
Branch.
hold 7 minutes and 11 seconds.
Sam Reichard is incredible.
We're gonna
We
Sam
trust his
Reichard.
weather over anybody in the
Sam-
Mid-South. He's wonderful.
I need to drink less caffeine before we come and film next time, possibly. I've got a green tea with
He's a little hyped up,
eucalyptus
TJ is.
and hawthorn tea, and there's a Breathe Deep tea, and then I have my Starbucks.
How many cups of coffee have you had this
I've
morning?
had a couple cups of coffee, maybe just
Sure.
one, maybe two. Hey, let's check out the weather because it's really important, and not to nerd it up or anything, but weather's really important. When we do our
It is.
films, we contact this man, and he tells us down to the cross street of what the weather's going to be. And everybody's headed to Graceland.
It's going to be a big Elvis
Outside?
weekend.
Yeah. So
With
what we're
Elvis's
going to do
birthday
is we're going to talk to
celebration.
Sam Reichard real quick, and we're going to see what he talks about the weather, what you can expect. Because if you get to walk through the gates and you go up to, you want to make sure that you got good weather coming. Can we grab Sam Reichard?
Can you hear me, TJ?
Yes, I can. Sam
Morning,
Reichard, the
Sam.
weather mayor on
Okay.
Twitter. Actually, he has his own broadcast channel now, but he's a weather mayor, Sam Reichard, and he does weather every single day in a green screen studio. So thanks for joining in, man.
Yeah, TJ, Jill mentioned her favorite Elvis song, Can't Help Falling in Love, so I'm going to use an Elvis song and say we had a little early morning rain today, but it's transitioned to drizzle, and what we can expect is a cold and gray, not Chicago morning, but a Memphis morning here, and that's going to mean a cold and gray afternoon. Temperature about 40 right now. Not going to rise much today. It's going to be cloudy, so if you're walking in Memphis near Graceland or Sun Studio or even down on Beale Street, you need to bundle up.
Bundle up. That's the word of the day from the weather mayor.
Yes.
Bundle up. Thanks so much for that, Sam. We'll see you at Graceland later this afternoon.
Oh, yeah.
All right, buddy. Thank you.
Thank you, Sam.
All right. Have a good day.
You too, sir. Okay. What we want to do is we want to cover people that are playing, of course, FedEx Forum, Orpheum, even down at Landers Center and places in North Mississippi. We've got so many things that Sherry has at the Garden. So we have big names that are coming through, but we want to also give a platform to some of the people around Memphis that are out there playing, and they kind of want to be noticed. We have some big artists that are coming in from our Reach Group in Nashville, but again, we want to encourage everybody that's out there playing and carrying their guitar case and paying for parking and living off a tip jar. We want to find some really big names in Memphis and have you on the show. So we definitely want to do that.
That's right. Reach out to us, memphisentertainmentweekly@gmail.com. We are happy to talk to you, get you in the studio, do a call-in. We'd love to have you in the studio because it's great for pictures. It's great for people to actually see you in person because we are streaming live and we're filming live. So it's always fun to have kind of, you get a twofer there. You get filmed and you get radio,
And
social media.
Todd Starnes is nice enough to give us his actual studio that he films all of his Fox and Newsmax and his
Thank you, Mr.
national
Todd.
radio show. And I did not grab this, buddy. They gave it to me because we have two guests coming in, and they
We
said
do.
just use
We
this
had to
one
move all the
today.
mics down.
Yeah, so it's cool. I appreciate this so much. I appreciate the opportunity. And Alan Pello was a big part of what we got behind us.
Thank you, Mr. Allen.
So you make us feel first class. We want to give back. We want to give to the Memphis area for the entertainment that we have. It's already 10:15. This rolls fast.
Oh, it does.
So
Should
we want to ask people to comment on the KWAM right now or go to our Facebook page that you may be watching
Memphis
on
Entertainment
Memphis
Weekly on
Entertainment Weekly.
Facebook.
It can be after this airs. It doesn't have to be live. We want to know what's your favorite
Elvis song.
movie and your
An
favorite
Elvis
Elvis
movie?
song.
My dad actually likes In the Ghetto.
Mac Davis.
That's right. Mac Davis wrote it. Elvis sang it
We have a really good interview on Nashville Entertainment Weekly that we have from Mac Davis.
in
Yeah.
Nashville.
He was part of a documentary called "It's All About a Song," and it all starts with the song, and it talks about the songwriting, because the songwriting, even though he was an actor and recording artist, he was also an incredible songwriter. And Elvis, he wrote a lot of songs for Elvis. That's so much history.
Yeah, well, my dad was saying that In the Ghetto, a lot of people can actually relate to it that have been through it. He said it's a very sad song, but it's a great song, very soulful, and of course Elvis. Elvis sings it.
Elvis
You
grew
can't
up
get any better than
in
that.
Tupelo and lived in some tough situations, and then they came up here and he went lived in the projects that they call it, and then he went to Humes High School and he worked. He had a dream. He had a God-given talent,
And he had a great
And it's
family.
and so many years later, I remember the day that he passed. I was at school. My mom picked us both up, and we went and we stood in that line. If you ever see that long line of people, there were the day that Elvis passed. We were standing in that hot August heat, and we're standing in line. We never made it
Very
inside.
sad.
They closed the gates after we stood there a few hours, but that's okay. I remember that they had the ceremony and buried him up north on Bellevue. Then they had another ceremony because they moved him and his family, and now he's joined with Lisa Marie and his mother, his father, and
Graceland.
Lisa Marie's son. They're all right there, I believe, in Graceland. So when you go tour the house, you also get to go around the gardens and pay respect to them. So there's so many good stories about
Oh, yeah.
Elvis. There's so many good stories. We were just at the Jerry Lee Lewis Ranch about a month ago.
It's actually for sale.
It's on the market for
It
$1.6
is.
million in Malone Road. So it's 30 acres with the lake behind it. It's with Bill Sexton Realty.
Hey, Bill.
It's listed. So
Bill's
you
an
can-
actor in our movies.
Yeah, exactly.
He is. He's a great actor.
He's a good guy all around. So let's go talk to Diana Coleman, and she's down in Georgia today, and she's excited to be part.
Diana Goodman.
Did I say it wrong?
It's okay.
No. What did I say it wrong?
He said Coleman, but that's okay.
I did.
Yes.
Maybe she should change her name. I don't know. Make it easier on me. All right. Let's see if she's up there on the line. She is on hold for 11 seconds. That's pretty quick. Okay. Did you hear any of that?
Me, Diana?
Yeah.
I have. Actually, I'm watching you on Facebook while I was on hold.
We don't have cue cards. This is TJ going by memory, and thank God we have detailed Jill
Good morning,
that
Miss
takes
Diana.
notes and writes things down. So I'm kind of a winger.
Good morning.
It's so wonderful to hear your voice. We actually got to see you CMA week last year. You were at the Grand Ole Opry with us.
That's right. That's right. It was fun.
Sunday
We
morning
saw her
country.
2 days in a row.
And then and then you were also at our event in Nashville for our CMA week.
You know something I've
Right.
noticed about our monitors? I'm covering my head up. My head is big. Should I do like this? Should I do like this? Does it really matter? I don't think it matters to people.
Let's
at
talk about
home.
Miss Diana because she's here. She's been on hold, and I'm excited to talk to her. She has a lot of wonderful stories about Elvis, and let's talk about it. Let's get right into it. How old were you when you started dating Elvis?
I had just turned 24, actually,
Ooh.
and he was 40.
I love the pictures of you.
I
You
love,
said
love the pictures.
you said
of
that the paparazzis were big back in that time.
That's when the tabloids started, like the Star
Right.
and the Inquirer,
They captured so many beautiful pictures of you.
and they're in color.
Oh, God. Ron Gallela. You know, he I think he kind of, because of him, the term paparazzi became, because he followed around Jackie O and some of the other
Mm.
really interesting, famous people, and he really liked Elvis. So I was telling TJ yesterday, it's so fun because I have a lot of pic proof. You know,
You
I
do.
guess with all these pictures, it's like you can eat. I mean, who believes it? You know what I'm saying? Who would believe it if there wasn't a picture?
Yeah, everybody has an Elvis story, and you have a bunch of them. And I told you yesterday the question I would ask, because I don't like to throw people off guard. But one of the questions that I have that you said nobody's ever asked before is, all right, there's all these pictures, and you're riding in a car, and you're dressed up, he's dressed up, and he's super cool. What happens when you close the door? I mean, what do y'all talk about? Just what is Elvis, just general conversation? And did he ever stop in a drive-through window? Did y'all stop and grab something to eat? I mean, tell me the stuff that nobody's really put in books or put anywhere. He was a regular guy.
he was just a pretty regular guy. I mean, he had an inkling of the magnitude of his like music, and he was very serious about that aspect. I think, but he still needed that affirmation.
Oh yeah.
When we met, I had never seen him in concert before, and you know, when I was during that time frame, we were into the Beatles and the Rolling Stones and stuff like that. Now, my mom, who is here with me right now,
Hi.
she grew up. She's a year older than Elvis,
Oh,
so
nice.
she grew up
Sweet.
with music, and her siblings. And after we met, after Elvis and I met, and he called my house, and my mom thought it was a prank call and hung up on him
Oh my goodness.
3 times, and then my little sister hung up on him. Finally, I was out of town. I was in California, and I called my mom to check in, and she told me I kept getting these prank phone calls from somebody that said he was Elvis. And I said, it is. It really is Elvis. Please give him my phone number where I was staying in California. So the next time he called, which I can't believe he actually called a 4th time, but he did, and she gave him my phone number. So she actually talked to him over the phone before I really had a chance. So that was kind of
so
cool.
sweet.
And then she said, he's too old for you.
Protective
I'm like,
mom.
well, age is irrelevant when it comes to this man.
Well, you know,
But
you were both in the entertainment industry, so you had a lot in common.
Where did y'all meet? Like, how do you get to that stature where you actually get to date somebody like that? I may be too close
Don't be
to the
jealous,
microphone.
TJ.
I'm not jealous. I
Yeah,
just think it's cool. Everybody and their brother or everybody and their sister was trying to date Elvis. Everybody wanted to get to him, and you see the girls with the panic in their voice, and they're just so swoon. And every picture of you, man, it just looks super cool. You're just
Very
chilling out.
casual.
Y'all just hanging out. So how did
Well,
that
see,
even come to be?
I was in Memphis on modeling assignment. It was the year that I was Miss Georgia.
Sweet.
Well,
So
that didn't hurt.
we we go around, you know, and do appearances, and you get modeling jobs from that. And so I was in Memphis for that reason, and I had a day in between assignments, and I called a cab to go to the mall. What do you do when you're out of town? You go shopping. And when I got in the car, you know, we were chit-chatting, and he asked if I'd been to Memphis before. I had not. And he said, do you know that Elvis lives here? And I said, oh, maybe, but I didn't, you know, wasn't thinking about it. He said, we're going to pass this house, and I'll pull over and let you see it. I said, okay. So when we got to the house, he pulled over by the gate. He said, you want to step out and just look through the gate a few minutes? I said, I guess, but this is like hot Memphis, you know.
Right.
It's like 90-something
It's either
degrees.
hot or cold, not a lot of
Very
in between.
humid.
Yes, and so as I was standing there, this man from inside the gate, he was at the little guard shack. I looked over there, and he was trying to get my attention, and he waved me over. And there were a lot of people at the gate. There always seems to be a lot of people at the gate, but I had never been there. So I walked over to the little guard shack, and he said, would you like to come in?
Really?
I'm like,
he
what?
was kind of a scout for Elvis. For
That's funny.
attractive
Well,
girls.
He asked me where I was from, and I said, I live in South Atlanta, Georgia. I'm here on business. And, of course, I had to say, I'm here for the Miss Georgia pageant. I had to throw that out there.
Yeah.
And he said, would you like to come in? And I'm like, well, is Elvis home? And he said, no. I said, he doesn't mind you inviting people up in here? He's like, it'll be fine. And he said, my name is Vester Presley. I'm Elvis's uncle.
Oh, wow.
Oh. Cool,
And I
cool.
said, oh, I guess it is okay then. So he said, I'm going to open the gate just a little, just enough for you to slide through because
Yeah.
I don't want all these people
A mob of
pushing in.
people, right?
And so he opened it just enough for me to slide in, and I scooted in there, and he closed it back. And I looked around. I thought, wow, I'm in Elvis's house grounds. And then a couple of minutes later, this golf cart comes down from the house, and there's
Golf
a couple of guys in it. and they say, "Do you want to come up and see the house?" And I'm like, "Elvis home?" And they said, "No, he's not home." And I thought, how odd that people like square you around this man's house who's not even there.
Right.
But I said, "Yeah, that'd be fun." I turned around to the cabbie. I said, "Bye," and he drove off. And I got in the golf cart. I thought, you know, how it should be harmless. This is security and all that. So they took me to the house, and it was Red West, I think, and Dave Hebler. I believe that's the two guys that were in the golf cart. And they showed me all around, and then they asked if I wanted to go hang out in the jungle room and just visit with people.
That had to
Like
be so
Grand
cool.
Central.
Love the jungle room. What a cool room.
Oh, yeah. And it was like Grand Central. I mean, there are people like the cooks in the kitchen, and then you've got people at the door, kind of security-like, and then all the bodyguards milling around, talking. And then I said, "Well, can we go upstairs?" And they said, "Well, no, Elvis is actually up there taking a nap." And I went, "Oh, my gosh, he's here."
Elvis is in the building.
And I kept wondering if I was going to get to see him, if he was ever going to come down. And he never did, but Lisa Marie was there.
Nice.
And she was riding a tricycle all around. I got
So
to
sweet.
talk to her, and we hung out. She was, I guess, about 7
Aw.
at that time. She was riding a tricycle all over the house, bumping into stuff. Nobody cares. She owns that place.
Right.
That's cool.
It's just such a happy, carefree little girl that didn't have a clue of the life that she was experiencing.
Yeah.
That her dad, who he was.
So
and
who woke him
everything.
up? Who woke the man up, or did he come downstairs? And
Well,
get
nobody
the sandwich?
did. After a few hours, the bodyguard asked if I would like for him to take me back to my hotel so I didn't have to call a cab. And I said, "Yeah, that'd be great. I hate I didn't get to see Elvis, but, it was fun. It was an experience because I did not expect to be there at all." So on the way back to my room, this bodyguard said, "Ellis wants to know if you want to go to the movies tonight. He's going to rent the theater, the Memphian, and he told me to invite you." I said, "Well, yeah, that would be great." He said, "We'll pick you up at 11 tonight, and we'll stay in the theater all night watching movies."
Oh my goodness, that's late too.
And yeah, and I said, "Okay." So sure enough, at 11 o'clock, that bodyguard came back and got me. And I'm like, "Where's Elvis?" He said, "Well, we're going back to get him at the house." So we went back to Graceland, and there were like 3 or 4 cars of people in the front. And then Elvis walks out the door, and he walks over to the car, and he says hello to me and said, "I'm glad you could come." And then he goes and gets in another car. And I thought, well, I was kind of confused as to what was going on.
Right,
I
the
guess I
setup.
thought I was just one of the gang, one of the group. So we went to the theater, and we watched 3 movies. And we talked. Elvis sat kind of at an angle in front of me, which I found everything so odd. But he would turn around and talk to me and ask me how I liked the movie, if I wanted some food. And then about 7 o'clock the next morning, we called it quits, and everybody got up, and he told me it was nice to meet me and all that stuff. Well, then I got back in the car with that bodyguard, and on my way back to the hotel, he said, "Elvis wants your phone number. He'd like to take you out another time." And I said, "Why didn't he just ask me right there?" And I thought, this bodyguard probably just wants my phone number because I couldn't get a feel on what was really happening. So I gave him my phone number just in case. And then I went home. The next day I flew back home, and I sat by the phone like 2 weeks because, we just had a wall phone. I mean, there were no cell phones and all that. So I just sat there hoping he would call, and he didn't call. So I decided to fly out to California, and had a girlfriend out there. And I wanted to move out there to try to get into show business. And so I thought, you know what? It's now or never. I'm 24 years old. I can't just
Wait a minute.
keep
You just
trying
said it's now or never. Isn't that an Elvis song?
That's actually
Were you the
the
inspiration of the
number
Elvis
one
song?
Elvis song.
We need to.
That's
w-
right.
Yeah. Well, one day when you're in Memphis, we definitely want to talk to you a whole bunch more.
Oh my
If
gosh.
you come to Memphis, we hope we
so
see
many
you in
great
Nashville.
stories.
Before we're getting a break, but can you tell people that you actually have a book out
Oh yes.
and where they can find your book and they can follow you and hear more of your stories and connect with you directly?
Yes. I have a Facebook page, Diana Goodman, Hollywood Lights, Nashville Nights, which I think you have on your website advertisement.
Right.
And I answer my own messages, and I do all my own book orders. I sign them, and so you just message me, and I'll tell you the cost and the shipping and all that, and you can get a signed book if you want.
That's so
Or
exciting.
photos.
With beautiful photos.
Thank you a million times
Thank you,
over
Miss
for taking
Diana.
time to come in. And I know that we had the time zone situation going on, but
These legendary stories.
we
they're
definitely,
amazing.
there's a lot of people who have Elvis stories. And like you mentioned, Red West, that was my first acting teacher in the 90s. We would go to his house, and then I met Pat, who was there, and they would all run the streets together. We love Memphis and all the stories, but we had to go all the way to Atlanta to find a first-hand story. You know, I've been to George Klein's house before, and he passed. Everybody's passing, but we appreciate you so much. We appreciate your friendship. We're gonna have to wrap this up, but we're
Thank
definitely gonna have
you.
you back at any time that you
Well,
can.
I appreciate it. I've enjoyed talking about Elvis, especially on his birthday.
I know.
Yes.
That's
Do you know
exciting.
that today, I think, is the day that his stepbrother, Ricky, passed away
Oh.
Right before his
several
birthday.
years ago? But it's very ironic. It was the same day.
Yeah.
But anyway, Elvis did call me in California, and he sent a Learjet to pick me up, and we had our first date. I did want to finish that part.
That's funny.
Amazing.
That's funny. All right, we've got somebody in the hallway waiting on us right now. They're going to come in and they're going to
Okay.
talk to us, and we're going to do a little local
We
promotion.
can't wait to have you back, Miss
But
Diana.
we appreciate it so much. Thanks for taking the time. I know that you are really good at the
Thank
Elvis stories.
You are a part of Memphis history, and we appreciate your time
Big
so much.
time.
It's good to talk to y'all again. Thank you.
All right, thank you. We'll see you soon. Okay, we're going to bring in our guest, our in-studio guest, in just a second. Somebody's going to grab them. I'm doing a wave. We've got to get a producer that's like a personal producer.
This
that
is
comes
our
in.
first day.
We're going to
Memphis
bring him in. We've
Entertainment
got two
Weekly
chairs.
on the
Y'all
Mighty
come on in.
990. Good morning.
How's it going?
How are you all today?
How are you?
We're live right now. Just grab some headphones, grab a mic, and we'll start
That's right.
talking about it.
All right.
We have a. We're probably going to scooch around this way so everybody gets on camera. If that's okay, if you could just slide around,
Yep.
and we'll make it happen. That was Diana, and she's down in Atlanta, Georgia. She has really good stories. She has her book and everything. So y'all want to be sure and find that. And she's up for more interviews and talking about Elvis. We all love talking about Elvis. We have guests. They're
We
sliding
have
around the
Katie
corner.
Jones here.
Y'all see that monitor? Just keep sliding till you get on camera. Just keep sliding this way. Don't push me out of the way. I'm the star.
I'm not going to push you, don't worry.
Jill's the
There
star.
we
It's just a
go.
joke. Okay. All right. Are we good?
I think
So,
so.
yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all can hear everything
Let's
okay?
say who
Hear you
else we
fine.
If
have
I
today.
wasn't so far away, man, then shake your hand. We'll just do a hey, what's
Hey,
up?
how's it going?
Like we're at the
Yes.
mall, just saying hi.
So
Ah.
Katie,
Like
good
we're at
to
the
meet
gates
you.
of
Good to meet
Graceland on
you.
opposite
And
sides.
Your name, sir?
Cullen Johnson. Good to meet you.
Thank you for being here, both of you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Go ahead
much
and
for being
introduce
here.
yourself, both of y'all.
So I'm Cullen Johnson. I am currently the chairman of vice chairman of the Mid South Science Fiction Convention,
That's exciting.
MidSouthCon, and
I am Katie Jones. I am the vendor hall director, and I also run the social media. I was one you guys talked to the other day.
I didn't know who I was talking to. That's what's so funny, reaching out
Thank
to
you,
people on
Katie.
social media.
Thank
I'm
you,
like,
both
this
of
is a
you.
cool event. I want to push it. Plus, you're right there by Graceland and Elvis's birthday, and you never know who you're talking to. So, hey,
Right.
Hey.
Let's talk about when this is, where this is,
let's
and
explain what it is
what people
because
can expect.
we're excited about it. We went to your website, and y'all have multiple things all year long, or is this the only one that you have?
well, this is the thing that we currently do. Is
Okay.
we're a science fiction convention. We're a fan run, and not for profit. We're going to be in at the Whispering Woods Hotel and Convention Center.
Next crossing Goodman Road.
In let me get my notes here so I make sure I don't say it wrong. March 22nd through March 24th. We've got a great lineup of guests coming in this year, including Elizabeth Bear, who's
Yeah, let's name drop a little bit. They
Yeah,
like
that's
that.
right.
absolutely Elizabeth Bear, who's a award-winning, Hugo Award-winning science fiction author. Sherry Renee Thomas, who is local editor, author, award winner, multiple awards. Currently, amongst other things, the editor of the magazine of Fantasy and Science Fiction, which is one of the more influential, long-running science fiction magazines now. We've got our two artist guests are going to be Michael and Paul Blachek, who are some guys out of Nashville. They have been friends of the convention now for, I don't know, since they were teenagers. So great guys.
And I also remember they run Aradani Studios, which
Aradani
is
Studios, yeah.
prosthetic ears. They also were very famously had some people from the Today Show recently that had their ears on during one of their broadcasts.
So
Those are amazing. We love all the
So how
costumes.
did you get into it, man? You raised on science fiction a little bit. It used to be kind of fun whenever I was raised.
oh yeah, we were so I've said when I was a kid, that was one of the I read Asimov, read Heinlein, Harlan Ellison, all those kinds of folks, and it's been the reading and of course the movies, the TV shows, all that kind of stuff has been great.
What's the first science fiction film that you saw that you remember?
First one I remember was Robinson Crusoe on Mars.
Oh wow!
Which-
They were a little crazy. Those movies, the way
a
they
little
put
crazy.
them together,
Yeah.
like drive-in flicks. I used to love
Yeah.
to go to the drive-in. You see 2 or 3 movies.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They have they still got drive-ins.
They do the summer twin out
Summer
there.
Twins?
Summer and
Love
Love
there.
40.
drive-ins.
I think the one on 3rd Street. I was raised in South Memphis, down on Rains Road, and that
Oh,
was
yeah.
our movie theater. We kept our horses across the street. Same horses, the same man that shoot our horses shoot Elvis's. So that's pretty cool.
There you
But
go.
we were across the street from the drive-in. I would sit there on my pony named Tater, and I could see the movies from the field.
Oh, cool.
Kind of fun. You couldn't
Yeah.
hear it, but
Yeah.
anyway, let's talk about you and how you got into this. Now, don't you have an
Miss
event this
Katie?
weekend?
Yes, we're actually MidSouthCon is a part of ShadowCon this weekend. We're there set up. We are there with our information booth along with other conventions like Memphis Comic and Fantasy. We're there hanging out, giving information about the con to promote ours and to promote theirs as well. So
What's your first movie that you saw that kind of got you inspired on this? I don't know if I'm doing my microphone okay. Go ahead.
Well, actually, I got into the convention because my then fiance brought me to MidSouthCon in
Did you say
2007.
Beyonce?
My fiance.
Beyonce.
Beyonce,
Okay.
yeah.
So close to
That would've
being
been
on
a
that.
cool story,
That was
but
my
this is
then
too.
fiance in 2007, but now he's my husband of 17
Awesome.
years.
Congratulations.
But he brought me into the convention scene. I knew about them. My brother tried to bring me to Dragon Con back when I was in 9th grade, but other issues was going on at home, so I ended up going and staying home. But my brother went and met people, and then he's kind of brought me into it too. I was raised on comic books, mostly because my mom read Cracked and Mad Magazine a lot of times.
Mad Magazine. That
My
was
brother
fun.
loved
Oh,
that
yeah.
magazine.
That was a special treat to me when I got to go home from the doctors. We went to Super D drugstore on Fraser Boulevard to get a Cracked or a Mad Magazine, and your
Crack
dum-dum
Magazine.
blow
Yeah, with
pop.
the little redheaded guy with freckles. Looked like Howdy Doody.
But that's
She's
how I
like,
got
who's
started.
Howdy Doody?
So you're from Memphis.
Yes, I am. I grew up in Fraser, North Memphis, right there on Fraser Boulevard, right near Steel Road.
You actually used to have one of the first Whataburgers in Memphis. Was out there on Fraser
It
Boulevard.
was, and the building is still there, actually.
Yeah, it's a cool looking
But-
building.
It is a tire shop now.
That's okay. We know about the Memphis memories and the Memphis histories and stuff. We've got a friend of ours with the design shop. It's Scott, and they're down on South
Scott.
Main. Yeah, and they design a lot of really cool stuff around. And he wants to design meaningful projects. He's done
Right.
the Motor Museum downtown. He did
Children's Museum.
Children's Museum around with the carousel. Have y'all been there where they moved the carousel?
I've not.
And it's
Oh,
beautiful. And there's another building out here that we just passed this morning that they designed. So it's kind of cool to watch people that really make a difference with Memphis and the Mid-South and kind of protect what we have as a nice history. So that's cool that you are doing this because it's going to reach new generations. Mark Randall, our friend of ours from the DeSoto Times,
Hey, Mark. Hey,
He-
Kimberly.
we do food reviews for his newspaper. He's really into the DC. If I get it wrong, Marvel or DC, if I get it wrong,
That's
I'm in
right.
trouble. But we do a food review with a couple of the mayors in North Mississippi, and
I'm
we did that
Lois Lane.
yesterday right by the Whispering
Uh-oh,
Woods.
we shouldn't tell
We've
anybody.
gone to the Mid-South Nostalgia Festival
Okay.
there, and that's a lot of fun for me. And I pick up things from my dad because he was raised on Cowboys. So
That's
all
right.
these things that they're bringing back, and you're keeping them alive after all these decades. I know people are super grateful that you are doing that.
And where are you from, sir?
I was actually born in Cincinnati, but kind of lived.
WKRP, right?
Yeah, exactly. Just over the hill from it. But from there, we grew up in Oklahoma, and but moved to Memphis for the first time back in what was it, '85?
Great year in Memphis, 85.
Oh yeah,
Good
That's
time.
when I was born, actually.
Well, happy birthday
Sweet.
from the 85.
and then we moved away for work for a while, but came back a couple of years ago. So my wife is Memphis born and bred, so her family is all over the area. So we
We
came
have
back.
Steve Conley that might be listening right now. He was asking about the time thing, and he used to do Conley's Queries. And I would love to get Steve. I don't know if he can do it because he's on the station, but did the Conley Queries on FM 100 back then, and he would 10 leasing tidbits that you can relish, remember, and repeat. Does that ring a bell?
Oh yeah,
It'd be at 12 o'clock. And yeah, Memphis in 1985 was just wonderful. Captain Bilbo's downtown, Sleep Out Louie's that Earl Farrell owned. And so we're right in the heart of East Memphis today.
yep, absolutely. So yeah, and I really loved Bilbo's. That was a great place.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, right?
Yeah.
I never did the dinner side. I would just go to the stage and had live music. That's what we're trying to do now. And I used to bounce at Silky Sullivan's, which is on the square. I think they
Okay.
moved to Bill Street back then, but in the 80s. And Overton Square
TJ
was
was a
amazing.
bouncer.
What?
TJ was a bouncer.
I liked it. Well, I got classed up one time. They gave me a job and I wore a tie. They said, "You're no longer a bouncer. You're a doorman."
It's been a while, of course, since he's been a bouncer. Thank goodness.
Oh yeah, and then all the barbecue places that were around back then that aren't here anymore, like the Public Eye.
Public Eye with their popcorn and that's the first place.
Oh
I had
yeah.
Buffalo wings
Oh yeah.
on the
So-
square.
On the square, yeah, a fantastic place. Remember when Neely's opened up?
Neely's Barbecue.
Yeah, I don't know if they're still in Neely's around, but they were really good.
There's one actually. I think they still have the one on Third,
You've
and then
talked
they have the
about
one on
that place
Statland Road.
before.
What?
You've talked about that place before, Neely's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We went to a place called Alex's. If you go to Whispering Woods, Alex's, we went there yesterday barbecue.
Okay.
It's incredible. You would think you're downtown or out on Kazaza or something. It's incredible barbecue. We ate there
Nice.
yesterday.
Let's
Really
talk
good something
about
to eat.
when you actually go to your events, so they can meet the authors, like a meet and greet, buy their books. Is that?
Well, they can
And
meet
pictures?
the authors, they can meet the artists, they can meet the celebrities. It's really like informal when you're at MidSouthCon. You can just walk up to them, say hi. Everybody just like ends up in the con suite or the beer suite. They end up having drinks. You can just stand there and have fun and just talk to whoever you want.
Yeah, and we're gonna have an art show so people get a chance to see people, not only artists from our guests, of course, but from a variety of artists around the country. We're gonna have a dealer room where we get where you get a chance to buy stuff, and you really should buy stuff.
Oh yeah, go there for the merch.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And I happen to run that, so.
yeah.
Perfect.
And then we're going to have a big gaming section, so a lot of board games get played over the course of the weekend. That's been a big draw for the last
Is that like
Sweet.
trivia
number
or
of years.
something?
Pardon? No, it's like I'm trying to think of what kind of games people are playing nowadays. But
Like-
Settlers of Catan.
It's kind of hard to get that when you're on live radio.
Yeah,
It's
so,
so
yeah, but
tricky.
Settlers of Catan is a big one. There's some train games which go over well. There's a bunch of fantasy role playing games, some live action role playing that goes on.
We have LARPing, like live action role playing. We actually have Kristen and Andy Looney coming this year. They run Looney Labs, who are the creators of the card game Flux, which is ever changing rules. Like you have a set of rules, and then you can change them as you go along, or just
Sounds like
completely.
our relationship.
It's
She
like
makes the rules and I change them.
You're welcome. It's fun.
it's like Uno, but even more infuriating if you
Yeah.
play it right.
Okay.
And then we're going to have a bunch of panels on a whole bunch of different topics, and that's still being worked out. But typical things have included things like, are there disasters? In the case of natural disasters, how could science deal with them? We've had panels on the subject of how to write. We've had readings from books. We've had slideshows. We have all kinds of stuff that's really interesting for folks who are interested in those particular topics.
That's so
And
cool.
a masquerade contest, and the hospitality suite, of course. Yeah, so where you get
You have a hospitality suite at the.
yeah, so people can hang out, have a snack, mingle.
It's a great location.
Oh yeah,
we
it's a
love it.
wonderful
We've been
location.
there several times for
We both judged some beauty pageants there separately.
Miss Olive Branch, right?
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. We love Olive Branch.
It's a great location, and we
And
hope
Mayor
that
Ken,
it stays in
the
there
mayor.
forever. Well,
And
did
Angela's
you want to
wife.
give anything before we cut it? Did you want to give any plugs where they can find you, where they can
Oh
follow
yeah, your
you?
website.
oh yeah, absolutely. Our website is at midsouthcon.com. .org.
com,
Sorry,
yes.
Okay, let's start over. Let's go.
MidSouthCon.org.
We're going back to one.
And then we can also.
What's your website?
MidSouthCon.org.
Okay, it came so fresh, just right off the tip of your tongue.
There we
It
go.
flowed out.
Yeah, easy
And then you
one.
can also find us on Facebook, Instagram, sometimes Twitter. We're trying to set up other social medias as well because I actually kind of run that. So anytime you hit any of the social medias, you're always talking to me, actually.
Now I know that.
Perfect.
And knowing it's half the battle.
And we're going to look forward to seeing pictures from that event. I know that it's going to be big and that it's in Olive Branch. There's a lot of people around there that are going to be excited, and they're going to be traveling in for it.
Oh, yeah.
And this weekend, your location is on Brooks Road?
Yeah, ShadowCon, we're hanging out there on East Brooks Road at the Travelodge Inn.
Mm-hmm.
And you can also find us next weekend. I'll be there at least doing panels and stuff for Anime Blues Con Remix. This is their last weekend coming up ever.
Mm-hmm.
They're ending this year, but they still have the big con in the summer. We're a big, giant con community. We're always there for each other. We all help each other out. If you see us at one place, you'll find us at another, and you'll find them at ours as well.
That's awesome. Well, thanks so much for coming in.
Well, thank
Jill,
you.
Jill, were you going to say something else?
I was just going to say, I love that you guys are a community of people. And how long have you been doing your thing?
Well, this will be the 39th annual for our convention.
Wow. Amazing.
So,
Congratulations.
We're
Yeah.
actually the oldest in town.
Which when we were new was what didn't seem like it'd be might happen, but here we are. So
And here you are in Mystery Science Theater. You like it or you don't
Oh,
like
yeah.
it? Okay, you like it. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
of course.
I like
It is the best
I
show
think they're
ever.
making-
It's
It's the best show
fun.
ever.
It's a lot of fun too. And it's really nice that you guys are bringing people together, all these similar interests, and authors. I know authors appreciate it too.
oh yeah, and so it's a chance for people to meet the authors. It's a chance for authors to get the hang to meet their fans. It's a great time.
Have
And
you got
just also artists. We have tracks on anime. We have ones on science fiction shows about like Doctor Who or Star Trek. Never get Star Wars and the Star Trek people in the same room, but we have all that together. So
Our sound engineer has, what is it on our shirt? He has Star Wars. Star Wars all over it.
yeah.
Is that,
Okay.
Is that sci-fi?
Oh yes,
Yes,
I would
yes.
say so. Yeah.
Okay, cool. We're going to wrap up one more segment. I appreciate y'all coming in. Don't leave. If you want to wait downstairs, we want to grab a picture with y'all before you
Okay.
leave.
all right,
Okay,
awesome.
cool.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Thank you very
You guys
much.
want to go?
Thank you.
Cool. Yeah, we're gonna cover some events that are going around Memphis right now, and some of the things you can do. We've already covered. Let's talk about Lafayette's. Who's playing at Lafayette's this weekend?
So
You got to
Lafayette's
scoot over. I'm a big man. You gotta give me a little room. Okay, here we go.
Lafayette's Music Room. Let's talk about where that is. Is that in Midtown?
It's at the corner of Madison and Cooper. It's more on Madison, across from, I have to say, what used to be there. It used to be TGI Fridays, which I just learned yesterday. A lot of TGI Fridays are kind of closing down.
It's a
It's
shame.
across from where Paulette's used to be, where Silky's, Bombay
Malco.
Bicycle Club.
The
Yeah.
Memphis Malco?
Across, no, well, it's kind of in front of the Malco on the square,
Yeah.
but it's,
So
it's on Madison.
today is Saturday, January 6th. So Brad Birkendahl, we know him.
We know Brad. We had lunch with Brad we do a lunch crew every Friday. So
He's
he
gonna-
came down and saw us.
Yeah,
Fred
he's going to
and
be at
Mark Landis.
Lafayette's today, 1 p.m. And then at 5 p.m., Bruce and Lindsay Key are going to be there.
We ought to
and
go by
then-
Lafayette's and have lunch.
I
after
know,
this.
it's a great place.
You want
I
to?
remember I actually had a crawfish pizza there for the first time.
Jill's really starting to branch out on her California eating
It was
here.
neat. I had never had crawfish. That was actually my first crawfish experience. It was good.
Crawfish is one of the best ingredients to add to anything. Crawfish pasta, crawfish pizza.
Your mom doesn't like them. She calls them mud bugs.
Well, they are mud bugs. They go down into the mud. That's why they're seasonal. Now they have crawfish farms, but they dig down into the mud, and then they get, once you, like around when it gets hot, they dig down in the mud, and that's whenever they're kind of dirty whenever you eat them.
My favorite is when you have like the red potatoes and the corn with it. That's my favorite. When you have
Like a
crawfish.
boil.
Like a boil.
Like Billy over Crossroads.
I really like
Good
that.
stuff. Well,
Yes.
that's coming up. Crawfish season typically, unless it's on a crawfish farm, starts around February, March, April. And when it starts to be May and June, it starts getting hot. That's whenever they go. But the beginning of the season, they're kind of small. Who else is playing?
You want to talk
I
about?
can talk all day about crawfish.
Oh, sure. So also at Lafayette's today is Grit and Grind Music Machine. Tomorrow they have Joe Restivo 4 and also Juno Mars. and the Pinch.
You know what I like? The Pinch District. That's cool. That's across from the Pyramid, which is now known
Lafayette's.com. You
as.
can see all their lineup.
And you know who played the first concert in the Pyramid when they opened?
Who?
Van Halen.
Really?
Yep.
Nice.
That's cool. And I think it was actually Van Halen, not Van Hagar, not any of the, which I like Sammy Hagar. I've seen him in the Mid-South Coliseum. So we're going to cover some wrestling, and we've already interviewed before and spent a lot of time with a lot of wrestlers, Mid-South Wrestling. We're going to cover everything Memphis entertainment. So if you want to be on the show, you have a guest that wants to be on the show, please make sure that we know. I mean, I know everybody says get somebody, but we want to make sure the actual person's reaching out to us because that makes our life a lot easier.
Mm-hmm. You know,
downtown Bruno.
Yes.
He's down in Walls, Mississippi. He's an alderman.
He is.
And he's going to come on the show. He's loud, man.
He's great.
Talking about turning it down. He was a big promoter of wrestling. We spent some time together.
And he actually helped
working
The Rock
in Walls,
get his
Mississippi.
start.
You what?
He helped The Rock get his start.
He did. It's actually the Rock series. We hope that they pick up some more television and movies.
In Memphis?
I got my first SAG credits, official ones, on the movie set here in the city of Memphis. I was working with a couple guys, and we went over to the extra set, thought we were going to eat the buffet, and they came and apologized, and they said, no, we've got your trailer ready. I'm like, we've never had one. And they get us in the golf cart, drive to it, and they have our name on the outside. And it was pretty exciting.
We love being on set. TJ and I share that passion.
We love it. So y'all be sure and follow our movie, Cadillac
television.
Jack, in production right now. And we just wrapped up the Haunted Farmhouse.
That's right. A lot of great people in Memphis and
we need
Mississippi.
to get some local
were a part of our
filmmakers
film.
on the show, too.
Yes.
There's some big name filmmakers in town. We've got Kathy Bates, who's a huge actor. She's Memphis. Sybil Shepherd, I think she lives in California. Maybe we can grab her on. Morgan Freeman goes to the Olive Branch Airport a lot. I was just in there yesterday, and they're talking about how nice he is.
We're going to be filming at the Olive Branch Airport for our movie Cadillac Jack.
Maybe we'll have a cameo by Morgan Freeman if he's not busy. I don't think he can do that. He's a little big, but he seems like a really
It would be
nice
incredible.
Guy. It would. He started an electric company, which is like Sesame Street. Do you remember Morgan Freeman on that? It might have been before your time.
So many great
who's
people were on
playing at the
Sesame
High Tone
Street.
this weekend?
So the High Tone is also in Memphis. It's on Cleveland Street. And it says breaking and entering pressed mammoth caravan. And they're going to be in the small room downstairs. And it's going to be $10 at the door. And doors open at 7. Show starts at 8.
Yep, that's cool. And the other thing I like about Memphis is they don't do a lot of free music. They do charge because they do pay their musicians.
Right.
And we both know that a lot of musicians don't get paid, or someone else try to shoot them $100. It's a lot. You got to think about all the lessons, all the time that they spent putting effort in, and then their guitars, and then their parking, and then they're going. So, yeah, we love to see musicians get paid.
And also, everybody, if you want to participate in
Graceland.
the Elvis Birthday Celebration 2024, go to Graceland.com, and you'll be able to see their lineup for every single day. It started yesterday on Friday, but it's going to be going through until Monday because, again, Monday is Elvis's birthday on January 8th.
And Elvis Week is during August whenever he passed. But this is Elvis's birthday, so it's really cool to be in Memphis whenever they're doing
birthday
so much.
Celebration.
And his granddaughter Riley, who we've seen in a lot of movies, she's on some movies right
Very
now.
talented.
Yeah, she's actually putting together a music festival. And we've got some music festivals.
She's also a singer.
In North Mississippi, we have a lot of events that are coming up. The Bullfrog Festival, we're going to cover that.
The Mississippi Music Awards. Hey, Peter.
Mississippi Music Awards, we're both producers. We had a meeting yesterday. That's going to be on March
right.
4th at
We're
the
going to
Lander
get Kimberly
Center.
from the DeSoto Times. She's going to be a part of it. And Mark Randall always writes a story. Thank you so much, both of you, at the DeSoto Times.
Greg Guy, South Haven. He's living up in Murfreesboro right now. Good guy, man. I've known him since I was a kid. He just says hi.
Hi, Greg.
I like it that people are telling us hi, man. Thanks for listening, buddy. I was mowing and blowing at my parents' yard last
TJ
summer.
does their yard.
And he cruised up. And, I like it because I don't usually take my phone. I get to spend a few hours cutting grass, and I don't really have to talk. But thanks for watching, Greg.
And it's nice now that you have a riding mower, 2 of them.
I got me a zero turn recently.
Right.
So I'm pretty excited. I have a couple lawnmowers. I do enjoy that.
It's easier to ride the mower than to push, especially with all those magnolia leaves your parents have.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay. So High Tone, I used to have a T-shirt from them. I was on some movie set years ago, and they gave me that as a prop, and I wore it, and I still had it. But now they moved. What other places do they have that playing live music? We'd like anybody that's got, like, you got a venue and you're playing live music, and it's on Saturday because we shoot this on Saturday live. So anybody that's got an upcoming music event, we'd love to share about it.
Mark Randall said he had a crawfish pizza last week.
Mark Randall.
Hey, Mark. Thank you for tuning
Thanks,
in.
Batman. Thanks, buddy. Mark Randall. He actually went to Harvard. He's a writer with the DeSoto Times Tribune, and they're doing wonderful stuff. So he lives in Arkansas and drives down here. So good guy. Jill's going to read the comments. Man, we appreciate y'all so much watching our
Hey,
show.
Joshua Parker from Unique Beats. He said,
What's up, Joshua?
Good day, TJ and Jill.
Are
TJ
we-
and I actually have our independent record label, Nashville Entertainment
Nashville
Weekly
Entertainment
Records,
Weekly Records.
and also a public relations company in Nashville, Nashville Entertainment Weekly.
We just signed a new
PR.
artist. We sent off a contract
He
last
spins all of
night
our artists. Thank you.
with Bonnie Holler, his
Yes.
manager.
We also have DeSoto Public
We
Relations.
need to have him in studio here.
That'd be great.
Lots of people got their start
You
in
guys
Memphis,
got to come
guys.
and see us
For
every
some reason,
Saturday,
Entertainment's not getting what it
10 to
should
11.
be. I don't want to talk over you. So I'm trying to give a break.
Go ahead.
Okay. But Memphis, there's so many people that started out in Memphis, So
I know.
we want to be sure and give a break to the people. We are talking about bringing a studio, bringing it in where somebody can bring a guitar or keyboard, and they can actually play here in the studio at some point. So
That's
we can
right.
give people a good reach group because we are actually on Spotify now. This video will be shared on Vodcast with a V. It will be shared around for Vodcast sites nationwide, worldwide. It's also going to be put into, thanks to Todd Starnes and Power 990 and Starnes Media Group, it's going to be put in podcast format so people can listen to what you're doing all around the world. I just think we have a great platform here, and I think that we can give people a break in their music and their movie making and their independent music. So it's so hard. You put a song on iTunes. How many songs are on iTunes? Millions.
Several.
Yeah. So we want to give everybody a break.
And
So-
now it's Apple Music.
and Memphis is all about entertainment. So anybody that wants to reach out and talk about your entertainment, we'd definitely like you to do that.
Please do. Again, Memphis Entertainment Weekly at gmail.com. You can send us an email. Let us know when you want to be a guest, and we will try our best to fit you in. If you can't be here in person, we will try to do a call in. And if you're around this Memphis area, please let us know what you have going on. That'd be great.
You have such a good podcast.
Where you're
voice,
playing
man.
at. Thank
You're
you.
doing great.
It's because I'm from California.
Is that where they teach podcast voices in California in
I'm
school?
just,
She went to the same high school as Gwen Stefani.
well, not the same high
Not the
school, but
same
the same
time.
city. We both grew up in
It's
Anaheim.
a better story if you say the same high school,
It's okay.
the same city.
It's still pretty awesome.
So thanks to everybody in California watching. Thanks to Marnie and
Yes.
Gus down in Australia. Hey guys, we appreciate your
Hi.
support.
Anaheim is where Disneyland is.
And,
if anybody's heard of Anaheim.
Frances Songbird, she is in Scotland. She's watching this, and we appreciate you. We'll have to get her to call in sometime, figure out how to do that. For people out of the country, we have a big following. We've been on some country music magazines overseas, so we need to
Yes.
find a way that those people can call in from
Fair
other
Play
states.
Country Music.
and
We
other
love,
countries.
yes, we love Gabby.
So Jill, if you weren't doing this today, what would you be doing?
Today?
Like if you weren't doing a Memphis entertainment radio show, what would you be doing today?
Oh my goodness, so many things. So, well, we've signed so many people. We've been so lucky with our public relations company, and so have you. We've signed so many great companies. So just promoting everybody.
We're gonna have to cover that next time we come back.
That's fine.
We're gonna cut up, believe it, 30 seconds.
Sure.
30-second mark. Okay, we have 17. We should have a countdown. Well, thanks so much for watching Season 1, Episode 1, Memphis Entertainment Weekly. Appreciate everybody watching. We're going to bring
From
the
the Mighty
laptop next time we
990.
keep up. The Mighty 990. Y'all be sure and share this support. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
The Mighty 990, 1079 FM, 990 AM, KWAM Memphis, a Starnes Media Group station.